We've taped the whole floor out, and I think I've either lost or forgotten to record the tour of the tape. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start at the stern of the boat, and I'm going to give you a little tour to see what our plans are so you can follow us along for our ideas. First of all, we have the stairs coming out. So we have a semi-trad boat. So as you can see, we've got the first set of doors, which has the hatch that comes over the top. And then we have a second set of outside doors. And out there is where Eva's nook is. So she can be nice and cozy outside because she gets quite hot. And it means she's got a place to go. We can leave these doors open and leave those ones closed. And she's nice and safe, and she can go out if she gets a bit hot. Our gas locker is going to be out there, which is vented, and the gas pipes will come in from around here somewhere. Ignore all the progress that we've done, pretend this isn't here. Like I say, I forgot to record it. So I've got the stairs at the back. These are going to be just a little bit wider. So if you see where these two tape lines are on the floor, that is where the stairs are going to come out to. So we'll probably just extend these ones because they're quite nice and they've worked quite well for us so far. Over here, we're going to have a coat rack, because at the minute, when we try and get in, we have to come down and around in our current boat, and all our coats hang in this space, and it's basically like going through Narnia. Every time we want to get in, we have to squeeze past all the coats and everything. We've both got motorcycle gear as well, so it's quite a lot. So we want to have a dedicated place for the coats that's going to be a little bit out of the way. On the bottom of that, we're going to have a pull-out shoe rack. That's just going to store all of our shoes and stuff on there, which will be really nice, really easy to get into. The stairs are also going to be lift-up storage, so we can get in there for things as well. On this side, so this whole room up to about this line here, this is going to be our kit room. So we do a lot of outdoor activities, we do a lot of things, we do first aid courses as well. So we have equipment that we need to be able to store, and we don't want to have to continue paying for a storage locker to do it. So plan is try and make as much storage as possible, and this is going to be a really functional space for us. So first part of it is going to be in this corner. This is all going to be taken up by electric. So we're going to have the battery bank's going to be at the bottom. We're going to have the electrics. The control panel is going to be just on this side here. And yeah, that's all going to be that cupboard opposite the coats. So that's all going to be in there, and probably going to come to maybe about here-ish. So just to give myself a nice big electrical cupboard that's easy to work in. Our current one is very tight, and as I've said, we're making this as easy to do maintenance on as possible. So then we've got, what we're going to have in here is we're going to have huge floor to ceiling shelving units. They're going to be sort of like Galaxy cube unit. So that's going to extend all the way to here. The hot water tank may also go in the swim underneath there. I'll show you that in a later video. It's going to be really nice. And then we've got this nice big walkway through here. So nice big space. We've measured it out, so for my like sort of shoulders going through, I shouldn't hit the walls or anything. We can carry some shopping through. There is going to be bits of it that are going to be a little bit of a squeeze if we're carrying really big stuff. It's a boat, we can't really do much about that. But we're trying to make it as spacious as possible while not compromising our comfort. So yeah, then we're going to go into our bathroom, and one of the key things we're having in here is we are having a bath. I miss a bath so much on my current boat, and even when we haven't had the shower, it's been awful because we've had to use the marina showers, and you've got to do the long walk back in the cold. So yeah, really wanted a bath on the boat so we can come in from a long day on the hill, have a nice bath, have a soak, and yeah. A couple of issues around the heating for the water for the bath, but we'll get into that in a later video. For now, let's get back to the bathroom. So currently, what we've taped out on the floor is this is a full-length standard bath. So yeah, I think it's 1700 long by 700 wide. We can possibly go to a smaller bath if we need a little bit more room in the bathroom, but we are currently sizing up with a full-size bath, set of centre taps, and our shower is going to be on this end. Over here is going to be a bit of a cupboard, and what that's going to do is that's going to provide a little bit of a shower screen so the water doesn't go everywhere, and also give us some storage in the bath. There's going to be a door on here, just on this bit. It's going to be a sliding door. We're having sliding doors everywhere that we can because it means they can tuck completely out the way and not obstruct the space, which I really like. Our current doors are fine, but when they flap open a little bit, it's a bit annoying. So coming into the bathroom a little bit further, on this bit we have this is where the toilet and the vanity are going to be. So we are still going for a cassette style toilet. However, it's going to be fitted and plumbed in. So the flush is going to be connected to the water, and the toilet itself is going to be built so it's not going to be loose like our current one is. It just makes it a little bit nicer, a little bit more comfortable. Basin's going to be next to it with a nice mirror on the wall. We're originally thinking the portholes would be in the middle of the bathroom, but in order to do that from how we've put them, we'd have to almost cut down our kit room massively, which we don't want to do. So the window will just be in line with the shower, and it'll be on the other side, so it'll provide a nice bit of light into the bathroom. So we are having a walk-through bathroom, and that's based off having our current boat is we have a hallway and we have a side bathroom, and the hallway is just wasted space. It's really narrow, it's really hard to get down, especially if you're carrying stuff. And this boat is for me and Amy, so we want it designed for us and to be most comfortable. If we have guests, we're going to be familiar enough with them that, they can see our bathroom, and if they happen to be staying for a night or two, we'll walk through the living room and go to the bathroom in the night if we have to. It's really not the end of the world. The door for the bathroom is going to be on this side, and then we're going to walk through, and then we're going to have a centre door with a sliding door off to that way. This is where we get into sort of a little bit of creativity. So on this side is we're basically going to have cold to hot appliances in a sense. So we're going to have the freezer on this side, then we're going to have the fridge, washing machine's going to be there, and then the oven's going to be there. The reason for putting all of them together is because they're going to be a standard size. So they're going to be, we've measured our units to be about 600 deep, so they're all going to be a standard size, and we can't really adjust the size of the cabinet too much with them. We can get smaller ones, but again, you pay a lot more for caravan or like smaller sized ones, and we didn't really want that. So what we've done on the other side is we've actually made these units a little bit smaller. So these ones are about 600, I think these ones are 500. This is not the complete finished exact sizing. It'll fluctuate a little bit as we build it, but this gives us a nice walkway down the middle, and there's still plenty of units and bench space on here. We'll have the four appliances on this side, and we'll have 5 cupboards or units on this side with our sink there, and we're going to have a little bit of overhead storage. Amy's got a great design for them. We're going to have them on either side just to give us that little bit of extra storage. Then we're going to come through here. This is going to be the end of the kitchen. We've got our swan hatches on there, which are going to be lovely. And then we've got this little walkway. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit bigger. We've just got all the ply in the way. And what we've got here is we've got a nice big thing on our current boat is the sofa is quite skinny. We struggle to sort of sit on it together, and one of us falls off, or we have to have the table up so we can like press against it and use it as a bit of a barrier. So we don't want that. So we're going to go for a nice L sofa. This will pull out also into the guest bed as well. This will function as our dining table. We don't need a separate dining table. It'll have the holes in the floor for the table legs to go in, and we'll have the tables for that. This will pull out to be a double bed. We'll have storage into here and storage into here as well. So TV's probably going to be on this wall as well as a radiator, and then in this corner of the room we're going to have the fireplace. So fireplace is going to be there. Flue's going to go straight up. It's going to sit a little bit out. That's a rough size. We're not quite sure yet. We need to be careful with the regs, how we do that. So it might protrude out a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. Then this bit of floor here is one of Eva's inside nooks. So this will be like the one she probably uses through most of the day. So her food and her water and everything are going to be on here. And she's going to have a nice big space to lie down, probably on a little bit of a raised platform bed, just so she gets good ventilation. It's nice and cool. Her food and water are going to be on the bottom of there, and then above that is going to be a bookshelf, which is going to be really nice. Just another bit of storage as well. So all the books are going to be on there. This is going to be a secret. We're not going to tell you about that until a much later video, so we're going to ignore that bit. And then we step into the bedroom. So on this side we've got a wardrobe. So a nice big wardrobe on that side that we're going to share, and then on this side we've got a desk. It'll mainly be me using it, but Amy might use it as well. And the way it's designed is it's going to be sort of a foot or so out, and then it'll either fold or pull out and get a little bit bigger, sort of double in size, just so we have a nice sort of working space, but we can tuck it away so we have a bit more space in the bedroom. And then they're basically going to butt up to the bottom of the bed. Bottom of the bed is going to have another sort of 4 or 6 calyx squares on the bottom, just for storage of things. And the bed is actually going to be framed by bedside tables on each side. So the bedside tables are going to go all the way along, all the way to the end, and sort of give us a little bit of sides on, sort of like sides on the bed. And then our bed will almost come the bow doors when it is made. And then underneath all of the tools and everything is the water tank. That's going to be insulated and everything, so we don't get any sort of condensation from that. But yeah, that is our sort of plan for the boat so far. Let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, we spent a long time taping this out, and it felt almost, we were like talking about things, and it was like hard conversations about like, what do we want and what do we not want. As we joked on about when we were first planning the boat out, in my head the boat's 10 foot wide, and in Amy's head the boat's 2 foot wide. So we've met in the middle at the 6 foot that the boat is. And I think we've got a really solid design, and now we can almost remove some of those later decisions that we have to make. Because we have a good idea where everything's going to go and we've taped it out on the floor, we can really start to rattle on and make progress. Speaking of which, I've waffled on for enough time now, and I need to get some work done. So I'm gonna crack on and finish what I'm up to in the future. So I'll see you when you get to that video.